I'm John Crowley. I'm the president and CEO of the Biotechnology Innovation Organization. We are the world's largest advocacy policy development organization in the entire field of biotechnology. We represent more than 1,000 biotechnology companies, from some of our largest biotech and biopharmaceutical companies to small startup innovators around the world. I came into the world of science and medicine and biomedical research in the late 1990s when our two youngest children, Megan and Patrick, were diagnosed with a rare form of muscular dystrophy known as Pompe disease. I knew very little about science and medicine, and so we set out on a journey determined first to learn everything we could about this rare disease that we'd never heard of, and then finally to find anybody who had any idea how we might develop a therapy to save our children's lives. That brought me into the world of medicine and finding great motivated researchers and everybody that it takes in this virtuous circle of innovation to make newer and better medicines, to extend and enhance human life, to alleviate suffering, and for a disease like Pompe disease that our children suffered from, to develop treatments, cures, to save their lives. From there, I became a biotech innovator, starting a small little biotechnology company with a brilliant scientist. We were able to develop a therapy and then partnered with a much larger biotechnology company in Boston. We were able to deliver that therapy that thankfully saved our children's lives and the lives of others. Led me now into a career in biotechnology, including starting a second company, Amicus Therapeutics, that I had the privilege to run and to build for nearly 20 years. We've seen enormous progress in the 25 years now that I've been involved in biotechnology and in the field of rare diseases. To give you some idea, in the rare disease that our children have, Pompe disease, I had to search the world to find ultimately just 3 researchers who knew anything about this disease. Fast forward today, we now have 3 approved treatments, enzyme replacement therapies, nearly a dozen products in development, and I could name 30 researchers around the world investigating therapies, technologies for just that one rare disease. So we have enormous potential and we still have so much work to do. There are many opportunities now in the rare diseases. Technologies that we'd not even thought of a decade ago are now coming into clinical studies and oftentimes now being approved medicines. The challenge is to make sure that we develop therapies for all rare diseases, given that there are more than 10,000, that we do it with the most advanced technologies, that we do it as absolutely fast as possible, and that with that great sense of urgency that we need, and that we do it for everybody in need, everybody globally. This Innovation Summit is a great way to bring together stakeholders, from entrepreneurs to patients and families to regulators. Again, everybody involved in this virtuous circle of what it takes to make these great therapies for rare diseases, to provide a measure of hope for patients, for their families. My hope is that, I can bring some perspective running a global biotechnology organization that advocates for innovation and for global access, that we can focus in particular on the great contributions and leadership of people in India and the Indian diaspora around the world, including here, in particular in the United States, as innovators, entrepreneurs, drug researchers, developers, clinicians, but that also we think about everybody in the world, including now everybody from India, in India, and everybody around the world of Indian background, to make sure they have access to state-of-the-art clinical research so that nobody ever goes a day without the medicines they need.